This is the circuit diagram given. That is, two resistors A and B connected in parallel to this cell. An ammeter is here. Now the question is, what will be the electric current through the resistor A? What is the current through this resistor? What is the potential difference across this resistor? This resistor is connected to this cell. The two ends are connected to this cell. What is the potential difference here? It is 12 volt. So voltage across this resistance is 12 volt. This resistance value is 3 ohm. So question, what is the current flowing through this resistance? You may use the equation, the current I1 is equal to, you may use the Ohm's law, that is I is equal to voltage divided by resistance. What is the voltage? That is 12 volt. 12 volt divided by resistance. What is the resistance here? It is 3 ohm. So the value is 4 ampere. So 4 ampere current passes through the resistance A. Then the second question is, what is the current through the resistance B? What is the current through this resistance, this branch? This resistance is connected to this cell. What is the voltage across this resistance? Which will be 12 volt, because it is connected like this. So 12 volt is across this resistance. What is its value? 6 ohm. So what is the current through it? You may use the same equation, Ohm's law. I2 is equal to voltage by resistance. What is the voltage? 12 volt. That is 12 divided by, what is the resistance? 6 ohm. 6 ohm, which is equal to 2 ampere. So the current passing here is, I2 is equal to 2 ampere. The current passing here is 4 ampere. The current passing here is 2 ampere. Now the next question is, what is the ammeter reading? The ammeter is connected here. So what is the reading? Which means that this 4 ampere and 2 ampere, these two currents will be joining here and passing like this. It will be flowing like this. It will pass through this, flows through this ammeter. So what is the reading of the ammeter? Which will be the current flowing through the main circuit, which is 4 plus 2. These 4 ampere and 2 ampere will be joining here. The main current will be 4 plus 2, that is 6 ampere. So ammeter reading is that is 4 plus 2, which is equal to 6 ampere. Now the question is, how should the resistance wire be arranged to reduce ammeter reading? You have to reduce ammeter reading, which means that you have to reduce current through this circuit. Then how should this resistance is connected? This current here can be reduced by increasing the resistance of the circuit, effective resistance of the circuit. For increasing the effective resistance, these two resistors should be connected in series. Here it is connected in parallel. So if these two resistors are connected in series, effective resistance will be increased and the current here or the ammeter reading will be reduced. So the answer is, connect the two resistors in series. The electric heater is having resistance R equal to 230 ohm. The potential difference, voltage is 230 volt. Then heat energy produced in 1 second, time is 1 second. 1. Heat energy is given by H equal to V square by R into T. That is V, that is 230 into 230 square by R. R is 230 into T. T is 1, which is equal to, that is 230 joule. Answer is 230 joule. You are given a filament lamp. The potential difference is 250 volt. It is given 250 volt and the power is 100 watt. So this lamp is having 100 watt power and 250 volt supply. Then question is, what is the power of this lamp if it is operated at a 100 volt supply? If you are supplying 100 volt, if you are supplying 100 volt only, then question is, what is the power delivered? That is a question. Now the rated power and rated potential difference is given. These two, voltage and power, can be related by the equation. You know that the power equation for power, which is equal to V square divided by R, from which you may write R. What is R? R is equal to V square divided by P. V square by P. What is V? V is 250. That is 250 into 250. 250 into 250, V square, divided by P. What is P? P is 100. So here 0 cancels. The resistance is 625 ohm. So this is the resistance of this bulb, this lamp, which will not be varying under any conditions. So this is the resistance. Now the question comes, if you are supplying here 100 volt, what will be the power delivered? You may use the equation for power. What is the equation for power? You are given voltage applied and the resistance of the lamp. So power is equal to V square divided by R. Power is equal to V square by R. What is V here? V is 100 volt divided by 100 into 100, V square, divided by R. What is R? R is 625. And you may calculate to find the answer. This is the method. Resistance of 10,000 ohm, and it works at 250 volt. The voltage is 250 volt. First question is, what is the current flowing through it? You know the voltage and the resistance. So current can be calculated by using Ohm's law. I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R. What is V here? V is 250. 250 divided by 10,000. So the current here will be, that is the 0 and 0 cancels, which will be 25 milliampere. 25 milliampere will be the current. Now the next question is, what is the power of the heater? What is the power? You know the voltage and the resistance. So power can be tabulated by the equation P is equal to V square divided by R. What is V? V is 250 into 250, V square, by R. R is 10,000. This 0 and 0 cancels. The answer will be 6.25 watt will be the power. Then next question is, will there be any difference in the temperature if we reduce the length of the heating coil? If length of the heating coil is reduced, you know that the resistance of a wire is directly proportional to length. So if length of the wire is heating coil is reduced, the resistance will be decreased. Total resistance will be decreased. And now the heating coil is connected to the same potential difference, same voltage. So how can you find out the power? Power of the device will be equal to V square divided by R. This is the equation for power. Here you are connecting this device. After decreasing the resistance, you are connecting this device to the same resistance. To the same voltage. Then the voltage remains as constant, as voltage is not changing. Then power will be inversely proportional to resistance. Power is inversely proportional to resistance, which means that when length is decreased, resistance is decreased. When resistance is decreased, power of the device will be increasing. What does it mean? Power increases. Power increases means that the device will be delivering more heat. So that is the answer. When length is decreased, the resistance is decreased, so power is increased and the device will be delivering more heat. We have 5 resistors. Each is having a resistance of 10 ohm, equal resistors. The first question is, what is the effective resistance of the circuit? Now, when the circuit is switched on, the current will be flowing like this. This will be the direction of current flow. When it reaches here, it splits up into 3 because 3 paths are there. The current passing through this resistance B and the current passing through this resistance A are the same. Same current will be flowing through B and A. So B and A will be in series. What is their equivalent resistance? This is 10 ohm and this is 10 ohm. When they are connected in series, their equivalent resistance is 10 plus 10, which is equal to 20 ohm. 20 ohm is their equivalent resistance. Then the current passing through this D and current passing through this C are the same. Same current will be flowing through D and C. So these two resistors are connected in series. What is their equivalent resistance? This is 10 ohm and this is 10 ohm. Series connection, the equivalent resistance 10 plus 10. What is 20 ohm? 20 ohm. Then these two resistance are supposed to be replaced by a single resistance which is 20 ohm, and these two resistance replaced by a single resistance which is 20 ohm. So here it is 20 ohm, here it is 20 ohm, and here it is 10 ohm. What about these three resistors? These three resistors, they are connected in parallel because when the current reaches here, it splits into 3. These 3 branches are connected in parallel. So you may calculate their total resistance. That is 20 ohm equivalent value, this 10 ohm, then this 20 ohm equivalent value. These 3 are connected in parallel. Then find out its equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance is 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is equal to 1 by R1. R1 is 20. That is 1 by 20 plus 1 by R2. 1 by 10 plus 1 by R3. That is 1 by 20. So this is 20. That is 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is equal to 4 by 20 is equal to 1 by R. So what is R? R is equal to, take the reciprocal in both sides. So R is equal to 20 by 4, which is equal to 5 ohm. So 5 ohm is the equivalent resistance. Now the second question is, what is the electric current through the circuit? What is the current through the main current through the circuit? Which may be found out by I is equal to, current in the circuit will be total applied voltage divided by total resistance, effective resistance. I is equal to V by R. V is 12 volt. 12 volt divided by R. R is the total resistance of the circuit, which is obtained as 5. That is 12 divided by 5, which will be, you may calculate, it is equal to that is 2.4 ampere is the answer. You have two cases here. This is the first case and this is the second case. This wire is having a length of 20 centimeter and resistance of 20 ohm. 20 ohm is the resistance of this wire. Then, now you consider the second case. When the current when main current from the cell reaches here, what happens? When the current reaches here, it splits into two here. Then this length and this length are equal as per the figure. This length and this length are equal. Total it is having 20 ohm resistance. So half of it will be having a resistance of 10 ohm. So this is having a resistance of 10 ohm and this length is having a resistance of 10 ohm. So when current reaches here, it splits into two. One part passes through the 10 ohm resistance like this and the other part passes like this. What about these two branches? These two branches are connected in parallel because the current splits here and joins here. Then 10 ohm and 10 ohm are connected in parallel. What is their equivalent resistance? When 10 ohm and 10 ohm are connected in parallel, their equivalent resistance is 10 divided by number of resistance, which is 2, which is equal to 5 ohm. So 5 ohm is the equivalent resistance of this circuit. Now consider the first case. Here when the main current reaches here, is there any split up of current here? No. The whole current will be passing through the entire current will be passing through the 20 ohm resistance. So what is the effective resistance here? It is R is equal to 20 ohm itself. You are given 1 ohm resistors and 5 numbers are given. 5 number of resistors are there. Now the question is, calculate the highest resistance that can be made using these 5 1 ohm resistors. When these 5 1 ohm resistors are connected in series, their equivalent resistance will be maximum. So what is the highest resistance that can be made by using this 1 ohm resistance? It is obtained when they are connected in series. Equivalent resistance when connected in series is given by R equivalent is equal to N into R. N is 5 into R. R is 1 ohm, which is equal to 5 ohm. So 5 ohm is the highest resistance that can be made using these 5. Now the other question is, what is the lowest resistance that can be made by these 5 1 ohm resistors? The lowest resistance is obtained when these 1 ohm resistors are connected in parallel. What is the equivalent resistance when they are connected in parallel? R equivalent is equal to R divided by N. R by N. R is 1 ohm divided by N is number. Number is 5. That is 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is the equivalent resistance. 1 by 5, or it can be written as 0.2. 0.2 ohm is the equivalent resistance. Then draw a circuit in which these resistors are arranged in order to get effective resistance equal to 3.5 ohm. We have 5 resistors. We have 5 resistors of 1 ohm. And you have to get 3.5 ohm. 3.5 ohm. How will you get 3 ohm resistance? Suppose you are connecting 3 resistors like this. This 1 ohm, 1 ohm and 1 ohm. What is their total equivalent resistance? 1 ohm, 1 ohm, 1 ohm, which will be 3 ohm. And now you have to get 0.5 ohm. 0.5 ohm is obtained when 1 ohm and another 1 ohm are connected in parallel. This is 1 ohm, this is 1 ohm. When 1 and 1 are connected in parallel, you are getting 0.5. So this total is 3 and here the effective is 0.5. So what is the total equivalent resistance between these two points A and B, which will be 3 plus 0.5, which is 3.5 ohm. This is the answer. This is the circuit diagram given. The first question is effective resistance. When the circuit is switched on, the current will be flowing like this, and the current passing through 2 ohm resistance and 4 ohm resistance will be the same. So these two resistors are connected in series. What is their equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance is equal to R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2, which is, that is 4 plus 2 is equal to 6 ohm. Now the other question is, if current flows for 10 minutes, what is the heat produced? Here you are applying 12 volt potential difference. 12 volt potential difference is applied. Here the total resistance is 6 ohm and the time is 10 minutes. Question: what is the heat energy produced? You can use the equation according to Joule's law. H is equal to V square by R into T. V square by R into T. That is 12 V square. 12 into 12 divided by R. R is the total resistance. Effective resistance is 6 ohm into T. What is T? T is 10 minutes. You cannot substitute in minute. You have to use SI unit only. That is, it should be in second. So 10 minutes means that 10 into 60 seconds. Time should be in second. So 10 into 60 seconds. Now you may calculate this. That is here 6 and 60, which is 10. 12 into 12, 144. 144, here 2 zeros. So this much of joule is the heat liberated. Now calculate the heat energy. Calculate the heat energy produced in 10 minutes if these resistors are connected in parallel. Suppose these two resistors are connected in parallel. What is their equivalent resistance? R equivalent is equal to R1 R2. R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This is the equivalent resistance. What is R1? R1 is 4 into 2 divided by R1 plus R2. 4 plus 2. That is equal to 4 into 2 divided by 6, which will be the equivalent resistance. 4 by 3. 4 by 3 ohm. Now what is the heat produced if it is operated for 10 minutes? The heat produced can be calculated by the equation H is equal to, same equation, V square by R into T. V square by R into T. What is V? V is 12. That is 12 into 12 divided by R. What is R? R is 4 by 3. That is 4 by 3. By 3. 3 comes in the numerator into T. What is T? T is 10 minutes. 10 minutes means that 10 into 60. 10 into 60. And you may solve it to find answer, which is 4, here it is 3, that is 3 into 3 is 9, 9 into 6 into 12. You may calculate it for the answer. So this is the circuit diagram given. You are given an aluminium and a nichrome wire connected in series in the first case, and here it is connected in parallel. Now the first question is, in which circuit the current through aluminium and nichrome are the same? Here the connection is series connection. So current passing through nichrome and aluminium will be the same. Here the connection is parallel connection. Current will be different. So for the first question, answer is series connection, that is the first case. And the second question is, in which circuit nichrome wire gets heated more? You know that comparing aluminium and nichrome, which is having more resistance, nichrome will be having more resistance because its resistivity is more. You know that. Now you consider the first case. In this case, you may calculate the power or heat liberated in 1 second. Power can be calculated by P is equal to I square R, where I is the current passing through this wire or this wire, R is the resistance of nichrome or aluminium. Here, as the connection is series, current passing through nichrome and aluminium are the same, or here current is constant, or you may write P is proportional to R. P is proportional to resistance. As nichrome is having more resistance, as resistance of nichrome is more, power will be more here, which means that more heat will be developed in this circuit. Now compare the second case. Here the voltage across this aluminium wire and voltage across this nichrome wire are the same. Why? Because these two are connected in parallel across the cell. So potential or voltage across these two resistance will be the same. Now you may compare the heat developed here. That is, you can use the equation P is equal to V square divided by R. Here potential drop or voltage across this resistance and voltage across this resistance are the same, or V is constant. As V is constant, P is proportional to 1 by R. From this equation, V is constant, which means that if resistance is more, less will be the power or less will be the heat produced in 1 second. Here nichrome is having more resistance. As nichrome is having more resistance, less power will be here, which means that less heat will be produced in 1 second here. The question is, in which circuit nichrome wire gets heated more? Here the heat developed is less. Here the heat developed is more. So the answer is, in the first case, more heat is produced in nichrome. This is the circuit diagram given. Here two bulbs B1 and B2 are connected in series, and it is connected, supplied a 240 volt supply, a key is provided. Now the first question is, among B1 and B2, which have higher resistance? Specification of the bulbs are given. B1 3 watt power at a 3 volt supply. B2 is having 60 watt power at 240 volt supply. This is power and this is voltage, which are related by the equation. You know the equation, rated power of any device is given by the equation P is equal to V square by R, from which you may find out R. R is equal to, R for the first bulb, R1 is equal to V square divided by P, V square by P. What is V? V for the first bulb, it is 3 volt. So 3 into 3, V square by P. What is P? P is 3 watt. 3 cancels, so you are getting 3 ohm. So 3 ohm is the resistance of this bulb, 3 ohm. Now, for the second bulb, what is the resistance? R2 is equal to V square divided by P, V square by P. What is V? V is 240. It is 240 into 240 square by P. What is P? P is 60. So it is 60. It cancels. 4. Then you are getting, on solving, you will be getting this value as 960 ohm. 960 ohm. So 960 ohm is the resistance of this bulb. This is the situation. Now, what is the total resistance of the circuit? This is 960 ohm, this is 3 ohm connected in series. What is the effective resistance or total resistance of the circuit, which will be R1 plus R2, or it is equal to 960 plus 3, which will be 963 ohm. 963 ohm. Now, the first question is about which one is having more resistance. Which is having more resistance? Second one. Second bulb is having more resistance. Then second question is, if we switch on the circuit as arranged in the diagram, whether both the bulb will glow or not. That is, you have to find out whether when the key is pressed, when the key is switched on, what happens? What about the brightness of this bulb, or what happens? For that, you have to find out what is the voltage across this bulb B1 or voltage across this bulb B2. So how can you find out voltage across this bulb B1? You may calculate the current here. What is the main current passing through here? I is equal to, what is the main current? I is equal to voltage divided by resistance. Voltage divided by resistance. What is the voltage? V is given. V is 240. V is 240 divided by resistance. What is the total resistance of the circuit? Which is 963. 963. Then this much of current is flowing through this circuit. Then what is the voltage across this bulb? You may find out this voltage is given by, voltage will be V1. Voltage across the first bulb will be, V1 will be I into R. I into R. Voltage is current into resistance. What is the current along this bulb? The current will be this current, which is 240. Current will be this value, 240 by 963 into R. What is R? Value of this resistance, it is 3 ohm. You need not calculate this equation, this value. Numerically, you need not calculate it. You just simply compare whether this value becomes equal to, greater than or less than 3 volt. You have to compare that the value of this one is greater or less than 3 volt. You may say that this value will be, of course, less than, very much less than 3 volt. What is the importance of 3 volt? What do you mean by this value, this specification? This means that if 3 volt, this bulb B1 can withstand a maximum voltage of 3 volt. If 3 volt is applied, it will be delivering 3 watts of power. If less than 3 volt is applied, it will be delivering less than this 3 watt power. And also, if you are supplying greater than 3 volt, what will happen? If you are supplying here a voltage greater than 3 volt, then this device will be damaged. That is its meaning. So of course this value is less than 3 volt. What does it mean? When it is switched on, nothing will happen. This bulb will not be damaged. This bulb will be glowing. No problem. Then what about B2? B2. Here 240 volt is supplied here. The specification of this bulb is 240 volt. So of course here the voltage will be less than 2 volt because some voltage will be dropped here. The balance will be here. So here the supplied voltage will be less than 240 volt. So this bulb B2 also will be glowing. So no problem, these two bulbs will be glowing. No problem arises. Nothing will be damaged when the key is switched on. Now the other question comes, what happens if we switch on the circuit after replacing B2 with another bulb B1? That is, the question is, this bulb is replaced by another bulb B1 here. So here it will be 3 ohm, here also will be 3 ohm. A similar bulb is replaced here. So here it is 3 ohm, here also will be 3 ohm if it is replaced. Then when it is switched on, what will happen? What will happen? Here 240 volt is supplied here. It will be equally divided here because it is 3 ohm. If it is replaced, it is also 3 ohm. So the supplied voltage will be equally divided here. 120, half of 240 is 120. 120 volt will be here and another 120 volt will be here. What happens if 120 voltage is applied to this bulb? This bulb can withstand only 3 volt. If 120 volt is here, it will be damaged, and also here also will be damaged. So that is the answer. If the circuit is switched on, both the bulb will be damaged. Yes, you know the law. What is the law? Which is Joule's law. Joule's law. Then you know the Joule's law, which is H is equal to I square RT. H equal to I square RT. The second question is, if you increase the current to 10 times, what about the heat produced? From this equation, you are increasing current without changing resistance and time. So you may write H is proportional to I square. H is proportional to I square. And the current is made 10 times. That is, initially this current is I. Now you are changing this current to 10I. It is made 10 times. Then what happens to heat? You may substitute here H proportional to, instead of I, you substitute 10I. Then see what happens. I am substituting here 10I square. So what happens here? What is square of 10? It is 100 into I. So heat will be becoming 100 times. If current is made 10 times, the heat will be becoming 100 times. That is the answer. Then the C question is, if we double the resistance of the conductor, what will be the change in heat energy? You are doubling the resistance without changing the voltage. Then question, what happens to the heat energy? You know the equation for heat or power. Power is given by V square divided by R. For heat, it is V square by R. For heat, it will be V square by R into T. Now I am taking power. P is equal to V square by R. Here in the two cases, you are applying the same voltage. Voltage is not varying. So V is constant here. When V is constant, you may write P is proportional to 1 by R. Now the resistance of the resistance is doubled. What happens if resistance is doubled? It is inversely proportional. When R changes to 2R, when R changes to 2R, you may substitute instead of R 2R here. Then what happens to power? The power will be 1 by 2 times. Power becomes half. So that is the answer. The power will be halved. So these are the devices given. The device A is having more rated power and this is less. Same rated voltage is here. Now the first question is, if both the devices are working for the same time, these two devices are operated for the same time, which one will be consuming more electrical energy? The energy consumption depends upon the type of connection of these two devices, means that whether the devices are connected in series or in parallel. Suppose if these two devices are connected in series, you compare the energy consumption of these two devices. When it is connected in series, current passing through the two devices will be same. So you take the equation power, in order to compare the power consumption, you take the equation P is equal to I square R. P is equal to I square R. For the two devices, the current will be the same. Why? I am taking these two devices are connected in series. So current flowing through this and this device will be the same. So current is same. So you may write P is proportional to R. So the device with more resistance will be consuming more power. The device with more resistance will be consuming more power. Which device is having more resistance? You know that this is the power and this is the voltage. So you know the equation for power, P is equal to V square by R. This is the equation for rated power, specified power. These two devices are operated at same potential difference, 230 volt, 230 volt, voltage is same. So if voltage is same, V is constant, P is proportional to 1 by R. So the device with the more power, more rated power is having less resistance, or the device with the less rated power is having more resistance. Here the less power is 50 watt. It is having more resistance. It is having more resistance. As resistance is more, it will be consuming more power in series connection. Now consider the case of parallel connection. When these two devices are connected in parallel, the voltage across these two will be the same. Now compare. In order to compare the consumed power of these two devices, I am taking the equation P is equal to V square by R. P is equal to V square by R. As the voltage across these two devices are the same as in parallel connection, V is constant. So you may write P is proportional to 1 by R. So which one consumes more power? The device consumes more power which is having less resistance. So the device with less resistance will be consuming more electrical energy. Which is having less resistance, the device with the less resistance will be the device with the more power. So which is having more power here? 1000 watt device is having more power. So 1000 watt power is having more power, or it is having less resistance, or it will be consuming more electrical energy in case of parallel connection. That happens in household circuit. In household circuit, we are using parallel connection. Devices are connected in parallel, and you know that the device with the more power will be consuming more electrical energy. If a 1000 watt bulb and a 50 watt bulb, or 1000 watt device and a 50 watt device is operated in household circuit, the device of 1000 watt will be consuming more electrical energy. But the situation will be different in case of series connection, which is not used in household circuits. The second question is about the resistance of the devices, and I have already explained it here. This is the rated power and resistance are connected by this equation. The device with the more power will be having lower resistance.